and your phone calls about the Bucks, Lightning, Rays, USF, Sun, FSU, Florida, and more. Talk to you this Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on the TAN Talk Radio Network.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
The Tampa Bay Sun have won the USL Super League Championship.
When the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady. I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the Father and Son's Home Team on the TAN Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live. The Home Team is brought to you by Father and Son's Windows and Doors, locally owned and operated with offices in Tampa Bay and Orlando. Visit them on the web at faswd.com and mention the Home Team for special pricing. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, Brother Pat, and welcome to the Home Team. Good to have Jason Alessi back in studio this week, and we thank Matt and Jake Noyes for joining us on the program last Saturday, and lots to get to today. We've got plenty of college football that we'll talk about, and the rankings are starting to take shape as far as who might be in the playoffs. We'll talk more about that. But I have to say, last Saturday night may have been the greatest World Series game ever between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. Just a compelling game. And I didn't really have a rooting interest in it. I wasn't rooting one way or the other. I just wanted to see a good game. The Dodgers, of course, the evil empire, have back-to-back championships now and the highest payroll in baseball. But the Blue Jays, the up-and-coming team, and they held their own. When they won the pennant, I thought, can they even win one game against the Dodgers? And they had the Dodgers on the brink of elimination. Of course, the Dodgers with three former Rays who spoke out quite a bit. The comment from Tyler Glasnow and Blake Snell was, if you can't beat them, join them, which a reference to when the Rays played the Dodgers in the World Series.
Right.
But all in all, very happy to be able to watch that game. It was just an incredible game.
Well, I think it was great for baseball. Definitely, probably the greatest World Series of all time. Certainly one of them. And I agree with you. The greatest Game 7 could be the greatest Game 7 of any sport. I mean, you would have to research that, but to have a Game 7 go into extra innings that close, that many momentum changes within the game itself, I agree. I think that was the best, certainly the best Game 7 that I've ever seen of any sport.
Absolutely. So good to see so many people watching on Facebook Live. David and DJ Bolt and John, and also we see a number of people that are already tuned in. Glad to have all of you with us. And certainly we appreciate you making us part of your weekend. And always good to see so many people out there. I want to get to college football right away because USF controls their own destiny,
Yes.
is what you're saying. If they do not lose another game this year,
Correct.
They would be in the playoffs. Explain that, if you would, why that is.
If they went out and win their conference championship game, and the key is they have to win their conference championship game and be conference champion. The way the playoff is set up, the 12-team playoff, you have the 5 highest rated conference champions are automatically in. And then the other 7 teams are the at-large teams. Those would be of the teams that did not win their conference championship. The committee selects the highest ranked teams in their mind would round out the playoff. So when you look at all the conferences, you have the Power Four, what are considered the Power Four, the SEC, the Big Ten, the Big 12, and the ACC. Remember, the Pac-12 is basically disintegrated because all the teams left to join other conferences. So there's no more Power 5 conferences. You have Power 4. So in all likelihood, the winners of each of those Power 4 conferences will be in. Then it's the next conference champion that is the highest rated. Right now, USF, if they went out and win the American, they would be the highest rated conference champion of the non-power conferences. Like that's the Mountain West, the Conference USA, the Western Athletic, those conferences. You take whatever team wins any of those conferences that's the highest rated. So USF would be basically the 5th highest rated conference champion, and they would be in.
I think I have an easier solution.
What's that?
You take the rankings at the end of the season when the regular season is over, and 1 through 12 are your playoff teams.
Then USF has no chance to get in.
No, they could be 12.
But they wouldn't though. The reason why this is better, it puts the emphasis on winning your conference championship, and that keeps the interest all the way throughout.
But couldn't USF make it into the top 5?
No.
They were number 2 a few years back.
But they could if they went undefeated.
Right.
But again, they have 2 losses this year, and a lot of other teams have 2 losses.
So do they belong in the playoffs with 2 losses?
Under the format, yes, they do.
Yeah.
You're conference champion.
If you want the best 12, you take the top 12 rankings and you're done. 12 plays 1. 2 plays 11. It's not that difficult.
So you could have a ton of teams, but here's the problem with that. Then winning your conference championship means absolutely nothing,
right,
for a lot of these teams. Okay, but see, that takes away the excitement.
But you got the top 12 teams.
It's no different, but it's no different to me than in the NFL winning your division with a less than stellar record. Okay,
right. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. If you made it where winning your division in the NFL did not guarantee you a playoff spot, what would be the point or the excitement of having divisions and having division champions?
Well, for rivalries and that sort of thing.
Well, no, but who cares about that? Who cares? You want to have a shot to make the playoff and win the Super Bowl.
Well, the chances are, though, in the NFL, if you win your division, you're going to be one of the top.
But not all. We have seen in past years.
It's rare.
We've seen. Well, listen. Look at the Bucs. Okay, in 2022 they were 8-9, winning a bad division. 2023 they were 9-8.
I just want the best teams in there.
Well, but to me, you have to.
Unless you take the top 12, you don't have the best teams.
But the problem is, who is the top 12? That can be subject to people's opinion.
Well, you got
the
AP poll, you've got the coaches poll, and based on that, you've got 12 teams. So
again, I mean, I like the way it's set up. Because again, you have you put emphasis on winning your conference championship, but as far as the other teams, 7 other teams are going to get in, but it also puts emphasis on taking care of your business and winning as many games as you can.
Well, what do you say we put it up for a vote amongst the home team listeners? Should it be the top 12 teams in the poll, or the way it is now with the conference champions making it even though they're not ranked in the top 12?
Okay.
Right? That's the way it is.
That's the way it is.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can technically have, and you may even have it this year, say a USF is not in the top 25, but they're in the playoffs.
Because they won the conference championship, yes.
So,
it's no different.
You don't have your 12 best teams.
But again, it's also similar to the NCAA tournament in basketball, where you have 64. Well, now technically a few more, but you make sure you have all the conference champions are guaranteed a spot in.
Yeah, but you're mixing apples and oranges with that, because March Madness is a much bigger field than what you're dealing with college football.
I know it is, but still, but the premise is you want to put emphasis on winning your conference championship.
But for the record, there's been at least 10 instances where a team in the NFL has won a division with an under 500 record.
Yes.
It's happened at least 10 times.
Yeah.
All right.
And some of those teams win playoff games too.
We're putting it up for a vote. Do you think it should be the top 12 teams, as I do, or should it be the way it is now, where winning your conference, you can make it even if you're not in the top 25?
I'm with Paul on this. It should be the 12 best teams in college football, regardless of conference, make the playoffs.
Then essentially you make the conference championship week meaningless. If some of those conference champions are not going to be in the top 12. Here
in the studio, 2 out of 3 people feel it should be the top 12. So we'll see how our listeners view it. And we actually have John from Clearwater says the top 12 best teams. So he also agrees it should be the top 12. So you can vote on Facebook Live, or you can mention it when you call in. Lightning are back. It appears as though they win 2 out of 3 on a very tough Western swing where they played 3 good teams. In fact, virtually the top 3 teams in the NHL, they played on this Western trip, and they win 2 out of 3. So that was great to see. They're back tonight against the Washington Capitals at the Benchmark International Arena. And hopefully they can keep it going. They're in the pack right now, and they're playing some good hockey.
Yeah, it looks like it was just a rusty start, as opposed to greater concerns about players getting older and not having it anymore. They've rebounded very nicely, and this looks like the team we've been accustomed to seeing. Mm-hmm. It's a nice streak right now. Hope they can keep it going.
The key, as I see it, is the 3rd and 4th line. They're getting support. It's not just the Kucherovs and the Points and the Gensels that are scoring, but guys like Dominic James, who is a rookie, Charles-Edouard Destoux, who is a rookie. He's from out of town. But they've got a lot of guys that are contributing that you wouldn't expect to contribute. And in previous years, they've had the top 2 lines, and then that's been it. There's been no scoring from the 3rd and 4th line.
Yeah, so, you didn't all hands on deck, everyone getting involved. So that is impressive.
Yeah, and thus far, Jonas Johansson has looked very good as the backup goaltender. Good. He got the win last Saturday against Utah, and hopefully they keep that rolling.
Yeah.
Game time tonight, 7 o'clock, and my understanding is there's a lot of events going on in downtown Tampa this weekend. So give yourselves plenty of time, because parking could be a bit of an issue if you're going to the Lightning game tonight. As far as the Magic, they beat the Boston Celtics last night. Good to see them get a win.
Yeah.
However, I have to quickly point out the Celtics are not the Celtics of the past.
Well, you don't have Jason Tatum, obviously.
And you don't have a number of players that they've traded off or lost due to free agency. Al Horford is gone. Drew Holiday is gone. And they're just not as good as they used to be.
I mean, a win is a win. Magic have gotten off to, kind of like the Lightning, got off to a bit of a slow start this season. Hopefully they turn it around and come on
strong. They're 4 and 5.
They're 4 and 5 right now. Not bad at all. I mean, you can stay right around 500 early on, and then hopefully you'll hit your stride and get on a roll. I like the players the Magic have. I really do. I think they're a young, talented team. They've been a playoff team the last couple of years. The hope is this year they're going to take the next step. So I think they can do that.
And Desmond Bain, the new addition to the team, had a good game last night, but he struggled in the early going, but hopefully he's starting to come around now. What do we have on the menu for college football today?
Sure. You have starting at noon a big-time game in the Big 12, BYU and Texas Tech. It's number 7 versus number 8. The winner of that game will be in the lead in the Big 12 conference. That's a big one there. Later at 3:30, you've got Texas A&M, who's the number 3 team in the country, taking on a ranked Missouri team. You're also going to have Oregon, who I believe is number 9, taking on number 20 Iowa. A very good game, a matchup in the Big 10. And later tonight, you've got LSU and Alabama. For LSU, it's their first game since firing Brian Kelly as the coach. Kind of see how they're responding. Obviously, Alabama, since the opening week loss to Florida State, has been on a roll. They've been one of the very best teams, very highly ranked. And that's always a big rivalry in the SEC. And you've also got an intriguing matchup, Notre Dame and Navy. It might be a blowout, probably in favor of Notre Dame, but Navy's got a good record. Navy's in USF's conference. So because of that, that could be one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, the Navy, of course, is probably the biggest stumbling block for the USF.
What's interesting is last night, Tulane beat Memphis. So that was Memphis's second loss in conference. Now, USF only has the one conference loss to Memphis. Tulane only has one conference loss. Navy, I believe, has just one loss in conference. And North Texas has one loss in conference. They lost to USF. So there's a number of scenarios about who might play in the American Championship game. Obviously, if USF wins out, they're going to be in it. What opponent might they play? Well, it could be a number of them. It could be Tulane, could be Navy, could be Memphis, could be North Texas. So depending on, how that schedule goes, who beats who will determine, who will end up in the American Conference Championship.
DJ Bolt has weighed in, and he agrees with you, Jason, that the conference champions should be.
Yes.
I don't know about that, but the conference champions should be in the playoffs. He's also given us a score for the game tomorrow. That is our contest today, picking the final score of the Bucks and the Patriots. 28-24. He's got the Bucks winning.
Sounds reasonable.
And leading at halftime 14-10. Yep. John in Clearwater has the Bucks winning 31-24 and leading 17-10 at halftime. That brings us to the Bucks. And there's a lot of Patriot fans in town. Yeah. I've been seeing them around town. They are excited about their team that has been down for quite a few years, and now they seem to be back. And this Patriot team is going to be a pretty good opposition tomorrow.
It will be. They're very well coached now. They got Mike Vrabel. He did a very good job in Tennessee. He's a former Patriot player, old school, tough-nosed mentality. He's got them playing great football. Drake May is one of the top young up-and-coming quarterbacks in the league. And I think it's safe to say they've been overachieving this year. I think people felt they were going to be improving. I don't think anyone felt they would be 7-2 leading the AFC East. I mean, remember, they have a victory over the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. So they have played and beaten good teams. I think it's going to be a good test for the Bucks. Again, I think the Bucks are one of the very best teams in the league. And coming off the bye week, a chance to rest. You have the Todd Bowles defense always puts a lot of pressure, throws a lot of different looks at the opposing offense. The hope is you get after Drake May early. Put pressure on them, get them a little rattled, get them a little uncomfortable, force some turnovers, force them into mistakes. And I think that could set the tone for the game.
And May is really the real deal. He can pick up the yards on his own, running, and also through the air.
He's good. No, he's been very, very good. And Patriots have been impressive. I think it's going to be a close game tomorrow. I do not see this game being a blowout or one-sided. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to go down to the wire. Again, a few mistakes by either team. Turnovers can make the difference.
Weather could be a factor. They're talking about some rain tomorrow afternoon, which is a strange thing here for Tampa Bay. We haven't seen rain hardly at all, but they're saying that we may see some showers during the game tomorrow.
I know we're going to get a cold front coming in next week starting.
Yeah, but we'll see if that has an effect on the game. Mike from Atlanta has the Bucks winning 34-27 and leading 13-10 at halftime.
All right.
So thus far, it's been unanimous for the Bucks to win.
Little concerning with Chris Godwin still being out. Of course, Bucky Irving too. You hope they can get those two back. But Godwin's. It seems like this is the same injury that he suffered last year. That hasn't fully healed. And you worry about that is his ability to come back here. Hopefully he can, because he's a big part of that offense. He can make kind of those tough catches, get those tough yards on the inside of the field, on the sideline or inside, and get the kind of those tough, rugged yards.
The Rubber Cement Man is weighing in on the college football question, and he says, who determines the top teams? I remember when UCF went undefeated, beating everything in sight, and but all those so-called experts did not give them a shot, but they beat everything and would have been everything that year.
Well, and of course, that was when you had just a 4-team playoff. And of course, just a couple of years ago, big time controversy with Florida State going undefeated, winning its conference championship, getting left out of the 14 playoff. But
UCF was in the top 12, I think, when they had that year. So
maybe
I think they were like 5 or 6.
They were not that high.
No, I thought they were.
No, because they don't get any respect when they don't play in a top conference. And again, that's part of the problem too. You know, you could handle your business as a non-power conference, go undefeated, but if no one respects you, they'll say, "Well, we don't think you're a top 12 team." And then again, you have no shot. I think the great thing about expanding the playoffs to 12 teams is you give those teams in the non-power conferences an opportunity if they can have a really good season.
Well, I'm going to put the rubber cement man down as agreeing with you based on his comments. It's not always easy to translate his comments, but I think he is saying that there should be the conference champions in there. Last but not least, our Christmas party coming up on Saturday, December the 13th. Want to remind you again of that. Keep that date open. We're actually going to be broadcasting the show from Alessi Bakery.
That's right.
And we're looking forward to being there. Probably not going to be in your new building, but
no. Yeah, that won't be till next year.
Yeah. But likely we'll have it there in years to come. So, but this year it'll still be at the original location. So hope you'll put that on your calendar. 9 to 11 is the Christmas party, and that is Saturday, December the 13th. We're going to take a break, and then we'll come back with your phone calls. Join us, 727-441-3000. Curious to see your thoughts on who should be in the playoffs. Should it be the top 12 teams as the rankings go, or should it be conference champions get an automatic bid? More of the home team coming up. The father and son windows and doors home team here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
For the first time ever, the home team is endorsing a place for all of you fishermen. And the winner is Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton Road in Largo. Betts, that's Betts, is open 7 days a week from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Everything you need from clothing to AFCO and skinny water culture to Shimano and Daiwa reels. They also do repair of your equipment. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton in Largo, and online at customfishing.com.
If your home is in need of new windows or doors, look no further than Father and Son Windows and Doors, the title sponsor of the home team. Right now, for all home team listeners, Father and Son Windows and Doors is offering interest-free financing for 12 months with nothing down. That's right, nothing down. You can get your project done now and not pay any interest for 12 months without putting anything down. We trust Father and Son Windows and Doors at the home team. In fact, I'm one of their customers, and you can too. Expert sales and service, top-of-the-line products, and a company that stands by what they sell. For all of your window and door needs, it's Father and Son Windows and Doors. Visit them on the web at faswd.com. Father and Son Windows and Doors, faswd.com. That's faswd.com. The generosity home team listeners have shown to Reach Out, Speak Out has been overwhelming, and I can't thank you enough. From our entire Reach Out, Speak Out ministry, thank you. The holiday season is here, and many of our families that have been victims of domestic violence won't have the kind of holiday you and I will have. Would you consider a gift card donation to places like Walmart, Publix, Winn-Dixie, or Aldi? We want to make sure every one of our families has food on their table and the necessities of life for the upcoming holiday season. As I mentioned, we greatly appreciate your past generosity. And if you can help us during the holiday season to make the holidays a little brighter for our families, we would greatly appreciate it. The next time you're in your go-to grocery store, maybe pick up a gift card of any size for our families. You can send it to Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida, 33677. And thank you again.
Life Builders Christian Counseling Center brings hurting people to wholeness in Christ. Life Builders is a professional counseling center with multiple counselors and locations in Brandon and Tampa. They offer in-person, Zoom, and group sessions, counseling individuals, married couples, children and adolescents, and families. Some of our licensed counselors take most insurances. Call 813-438-5949 or visit lifebuilderscounseling.org. Life Builders can help. 813-438-5949 and at lifebuilderscounseling.org.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning and host of the Home Team Sports Radio Show. I'm here to tell you about our educational home team, Cambridge Christian School. No longer Tampa Bay's best-kept secret, CCS is the perfect blend of academic rigor and a biblical worldview foundation, serving families for over 60 years. Come see why we are the #1 rated Christian school in Tampa and visit us at ccslancers.com.
Family owned and operated, T&D Golf on West Waters Avenue in Tampa is the place to find everything you need for your golfing experience at affordable prices. Club repair is available as well. As a longtime sponsor of the home team, T&D wants to make sure you get the very best quality at a price you can afford. Open at 4205 West Waters Avenue, half-mile west of Northdale, Mabry, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. T&D Golf, making golf affordable.
My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite, French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservations suggested but not necessary.
The Florida State Fairgrounds is home to so much more than just the fair that runs every February. Concerts, trade shows, conferences, and competitions are all just a few of the things you'll find at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater all year long. For the very latest information and schedules, visit floridastatefair.com. The Florida State Fair and so much more, all happening at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. We'll see you at the Florida State Fairgrounds.
Now let's get back to the home team with the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, and welcome back to the home team. We're glad to have you with us, and our good friend Christy Knight there always does the rejoins for us, welcoming us back. And she had asked me if I would mind recording something for her radio station, which, of course, is the Dove 105.5. And they have already begun their Christmas music. Yeah. And she had asked me to record. This is Paul Porter, arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I love listening to Christmas music on 105.5 The Dove.
Well, I'm glad
I knew that would upset Jason.
I'm glad she asked you to do it, because I certainly wouldn't do that. No, that's my favorite station to listen to music. But
Ebenezer Alessi is over here.
I'm not listening to it now. I won't be listening to it till after Christmas.
Humbug.
That's right. No, not a fan of Christmas.
But
music.
I do agree with you. It is too early. I would like it to start on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Let's go through the holidays in order. We've had Halloween. Now we're focusing on Thanksgiving coming up in a few weeks. And then once Thanksgiving is over, then it's Christmas. And then when that's over, then it's New Year.
I found I liked listening to Christmas music when I was in elementary school, and we would sing, we would sing Christmas songs and that. Yeah, I got into it then and enjoyed it. But after that, no. I mean, I like what I call real music, regular music.
Did you have the loud voice back then in elementary school that you do now?
Probably. Well, I didn't talk. I didn't talk very much. I was very conscientious.
You saved it up for now.
I didn't want the teacher telling me, don't talk or keep your voice down. But when I did talk, though, I would be loud.
Okay. You quiet? I find that hard to believe.
No, in school, I didn't talk that much.
Let's go to the phone lines. Our good friend Mike is joining us all the way from Georgia in Atlanta area. Hello, Mike. You're on the home team.
Good morning, guys. How are we?
Thanks for being part of it today.
Yeah, it's good to call in. So right out of the blocks for the college, I heard Nick Saban say one time that it'd be a good idea for the colleges to have, like divisions like they do in the pros.
Mm-hmm.
And, I kind of think about that because, the committee to me needs to get out of the way. I mean, I watched college football most of my life, and, for them just to pick, based on this, based on that, I just, you saw what happened with FSU a couple years ago. I mean, there's just, how do you do that? And, there's teams like I went to Ball State. I've said that before. And, the MAC conference, they shouldn't be Division I. They need to get into another place where they could actually get into the playoffs. So I just think there's a lot that they could do, but to get a true champion and get it so that, they play the game on the field other than figuring out what the committee comes up with. I just have never agreed with that.
Yeah, I think I agree, Mike, that it's because when it's based off a person's opinion, it's also assumption. It's the assuming that, well, if this team played this team, if Team A played Team B, Team A would win. We think that would happen. Unless they've actually played, though, you don't know for sure. And that's why there's a big-time fallacy in that.
So yeah, I'll put you down as thinking the conference champions should be in there then, Mike. Is that how you feel?
Well, yeah, I think that's how I'd look at it. I mean, think of the pros and just for a moment and just say a quarterback, the Bucks, let's say Mayfield gets hurt. So does that mean they don't get to go to the playoffs? So, to me, that just is silly, the way that they're doing it in the college thing. Because, again, it's opinion. And, something else I wanted to weigh in on just so I don't forget. But with USF, with that quarterback, man, that kid is something. He's going to be one of those kids in 2 years in the pros. Everybody's going to Google him and say, what college did he go to? I mean, he is really a good quarterback. And I know he's not in a prolific program, but, man, is that kid good.
The question I have with him, with Byron Brown, is will he play quarterback at the next level, or could he play running back or even tight end? I mean, the guy is really good. He doesn't.
I think the answer is yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll have to see how that turns out. But he is so strong and such a physical runner that for any team that gets him, he's going to be a big time weapon that can be used in a multiple of different positions. Including quarterback. But wouldn't surprise me if he goes pro. Possibly as a tight end or running back. The guy's really good.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised that coach doesn't get an offer this year too. I mean, with all the programs that need coaches,
we were talking about that prior to the show.
Well, and that's the big question. How committed is he? I know he has said he wants to be here his whole career. The building the on-campus stadium was a big reason that Alex Golesh chose USF. When he got offers, he really wanted to come here because they were building that on-campus stadium. So the question there is, will he at least stick around until they move into that new stadium? Or listen, does he have the mindset that he is committed to be here no matter what, no matter how much money any other program throws at him?
I really think that's how he feels.
Well, that's the thing, because USF is going to give him a pay raise. USF is going to give him a good increase in salary based on what they're doing this year.
He likes the area. His family is here.
Bingo.
They're happy.
And you don't have the pressure situation of going to a big-time program. I mean, look at how many coaches have already been fired before the season is even over.
That could be a silver lining if USF does not win out, would be that the number of offers for Alex Golesh might not be as high, or he may not get any offers if they don't win the conference. So see what happens as far as that goes. Mike, we've got you down 34-27, Bucks winning tomorrow and leading 13-10 at halftime. Is that correct?
Yep, that is correct. Yep, I'm excited for them. They're doing so well.
All right, very good. Well, hey, thanks for checking in. Great to hear from you.
Yep. Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Right. Thanks, Mike.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Let's bring in Donald next. He's out on the water today. Hello, Donald. How you doing today?
All right. Good morning. I just had to take you off speaker so you can hear me. So I'm not in the space station.
All right.
Yeah, we hear the water a little bit there too. So we can tell you're on the water.
Yeah, it's beautiful out.
It is.
Trout and a bunch of other fish. Hooked into a nice Spanish mackerel, but it unbuttoned itself from the hook. So didn't get it in the boat, but I saw it. It came right near the boat.
Very nice.
I heard it. I heard that Spanish mackerel was blessed. It's a holy mackerel.
Yeah, it's holy mackerel. Man, I picked a beautiful day to be out here.
Yeah,
wow.
It is perfect day for fishing.
Donald,
Yeah,
who do you think should be in the playoffs? The top 12 teams, or should it be the way it is with conference champions getting an automatic bid?
I think it should still be the top 12 teams because there's so many divisions, in college football. Either they need to revamp the entire system or just leave it the way it is. The top 12 teams get in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tough call because, one of your favorite teams, like you're talking about UCF, who was undefeated and they got, nothing,
Yeah.
but they didn't really play anybody either that was great.
Yeah. I think the system is set up to give more teams an opportunity. If you slip up early in the season, you still have a chance to work your way back in. And that goes for whether you're a Power 4 conference team or a non-power conference team. Give all teams an opportunity. Again, when it comes to who the top teams are, well, unless the teams have played each other, it's a matter of an opinion. And you have to go by record. I think you go by strength of schedule. You can include, conference champion, but you've got to have some form of structure to me. And I think giving it where you have at least 5 conference champions and then the rest, the 7 at large, you have more of a structure. This is a set format for how the playoffs are chosen. And I think that helps out a lot. It takes it out of the committee and their opinion, because their opinion can be
Right now, we're
varied.
split at 4-4 as far as who should be in the playoffs. Donald, what do you think for the Bucks tomorrow?
They should win. I don't think it's going to be that high scoring of a game. I'm going to say 27-23 Bucks.
Okay.
And they're going to be up 14-10 halftime.
All right. Got you down. Thank you, Donald. Always good to hear from you.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Hey, you guys take care and tight lines and stay safe out there.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to be talking to Jesse Wright at 10:15 today. So you'll want to be listening for that.
All right.
Very good. Thank you, Donald. Anthony is with us next. Hello, Anthony. You're on the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team.
Good morning. And that could be holy smokes a mackerel.
Yeah.
So it could be either.
You're right.
It could be bluff, but it also could be
They play the restaurant Ted Peters in St. Pete, known for their mackerel.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Well, Jason didn't throw the tomatoes at me when I said holy mackerel, at least that time. So.
First comment has nothing in my views, the views of the station or the host. I have nothing to do in part with my comment, but I feel I have to mention that a 20-year-old female hockey player, the system has failed you, and that's a pity. That's a shame. And then people can read into it on their own as far as the details of why she chose to quit. But it's unfortunate that after 20 years of career, she has to throw in the towel. But and then as far as I hope you're feeling better, DJ Bolts. On Thursday was Latin night. I was floored when he played some Santana from early album from the 70s. So thumbs up to DJ Bolts for that great number.
He's listening today, so he's hearing you.
Yeah. So, it was a good number there, along with La Bamba, which is, I guess, a regular for Latin night. But, and then the Lightning guys, amazing pull out, those 2 last periods, how they came together. And you mentioned some of the young guys that the team has acquired.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what's showcasing on the ice against Vegas and against Utah, great performances. So,
we now have a third and fourth line that is capable of scoring.
Well, look, man, I keep saying that them bringing back Yanni Gord has made a major difference, man, because he's everywhere on the ice, Yanni, and it's a pivotal component to the ice on our behalf.
He gets under other players' skin too, which is
agitator.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he's actually matured from his years from the back-to-back championship, because he's after the Kraken released him, he's come in with a more mature playing style, which suits us just right. So the guy I'm kind of worried about is Bilderberg. I kind of feel like he's kind of always looking to pick up a fight. For some reason,
and a lot of
he wants to
penalties.
make a statement. Yeah, so maybe Pat Maroon can have a little chat with him and kind of set him on a straight course.
What do you see for the Bucs game tomorrow, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm going the opposite direction from the crowd. I feel like Drake May is and Cam Newton. Nobody chose you to comment on a young quarterback, so shut your yapper. And I feel it's going to be a 28-21 Patriots win, and it's going to be 14-6 Patriots over the Bucs at halftime.
All right, got you down. Thank you, Anthony. Always appreciate your being part of the home team. Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Go Lightning. All right. Home tonight, 7:00 against the Washington Capitals and Alex Ovechkin, or I like to call him Over Chicken. But that's not real popular in Washington.
But he's got over 900 goals.
Yes, he does.
Yep.
Yes, he does. More of the home team coming up here on the TAN Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
The Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach is back and better than ever. Beautiful sunsets on sparkling Clearwater Beach, relaxing times with a wide variety of menu items, from sandwiches, seafood, landlubbers' favorites, desserts, and your favorite alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks is what you'll find at the Palm Pavilion. Located at 10 Bay Esplanade on Clearwater Beach, they're saying of there's no place like this place any place else, so this must be the place truly applies. Come and enjoy a relaxing lunch, dinner, or drinks at one of Tampa Bay's gyms that visitors from all over the world make a destination. The Palm Pavilion, 10 Bay Esplanade, right on Clearwater Beach. Visit them and check out their menu on the web at palmpavilion.com. That's palmpavilion.com. If your home is in need of new windows or doors, look no further than Father and Son Windows and Doors, the title sponsor of the home team. Right now, for all home team listeners, Father and Son Windows and Doors is offering interest-free financing for 12 months with nothing down. That's right, nothing down. You can get your project done now and not pay any interest for 12 months without putting anything down. We trust Father and Son Windows and Doors at the home team. In fact, I'm one of their customers, and you can too. Expert sales and service, top-of-the-line products, and a company that stands by what they sell. For all of your window and door needs, it's Father and Son Windows and Doors. Visit them on the web at faswd.com. Father and Son Windows and Doors, faswd.com. That's faswd.com. Grace Family Church, with now 8 locations throughout Tampa Bay to serve you. One of the people you'll find at Grace Family Church is Pastor Darrell Black, who likes to use humor in his messages.
I'm reading the room. Like, where does it need a break? Where does it need a pause? Where does it need a better illustration for what's happening? And I'm really, in real time, I'm listening to God while I'm speaking, going, hey, what happens next? What's next?
Even his family does not escape being used during his messages.
If you came and sat in my home, it's a reality TV show. So I use them because it's so much fun. We enjoy being with each other, and it's just great material. And I think people really resonate with family. You allow them to peek in to your life and what's going on.
Grace Family Church, gfcflorida.com. That's gfcflorida.com. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory.
The Florida State Fairgrounds is home to so much more than just the fair that runs every February. Concerts, trade shows, conferences, and competitions are all just a few of the things you'll find at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater all year long. For the very latest information and schedules, visit floridastatefair.com. The Florida State Fair and so much more, all happening at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. We'll see you at the Florida State Fairgrounds.
Did you know that Cambridge Christian School Athletic Department was honored with the Kerry McDonald Award as the 2A Athletic Program of the Year for the second consecutive year? The CCS Lancers have had 71 district championships, 21 regional championships, 5 state championships, and 37 Final Four teams. Over 200 of our student athletes have signed to play at the college level, and one has joined an NFL team. Visit us today at ccslancers.com.
Time for more of the home team. Here again are Paul Porter and Jason Alessi.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team. I want to get our top of the hour trivia question in just in case we don't have time right at the top of the hour. We've been talking about some of the young Tampa Bay Lightning players, one of them being Charles Edouard Destoux. And that's quite a mouthful saying that. Mm-hmm. He's from out of town, needless to say. But he has a nickname that the Lightning players call him. And any idea what that nickname is, Jason?
I would guess Stu.
Stu, that's a good guess. I mean, no, that's not correct, but that's a good guess. Yeah. Matt, any idea what his nickname is?
Das?
Das? No, that's not a very good guess, and it's not correct. But anyway, that is our top of the hour trivia question. What is Charles Edouard Destoux' nickname? And when you hear it, you'll say that makes sense. But we'll see if anybody gets it. Let's go to the phone lines. Our good friend from north of the border, David Alexander, is joining us today. David, welcome back to the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, we appreciate it. What a wild time you had during the World Series. And Jason and I were talking that I think it might have been the best World Series Game 7 ever. And certainly right up there as far as the best World Series ever.
Totally agree, Paul. It was a fantastic series from start to finish. A lot of twists and turns, a lot of unusual plays. The baseball gods got involved in Game 6 and Game 7, saw plays that we've never seen quite like that before, but it was magnificent entertainment for sure.
It really was. And how did the country react when they ended up dropping the last 2 games at home? Or was it like, oh, here we go again? It was so close, but no victory.
Yeah, I don't think it was here we go again because we hadn't been there in 32 years.
Well, I was referring to the Maple Leafs and.
Well, you had to bring them back up, eh? But no, this country just caught fire with the Blue Jays after the Stanley Cup playoffs, and they had such a great summer and an unexpected appearance in the playoffs and certainly the World Series. But as they gained momentum and that World Series unfolded with the split in Toronto, and then they went to LA and had the 18-inning game, then back home with a 3-2 lead. I don't think the country thought the Blue Jays were, the favorites, of course, but when they came home with the 3-2 lead, that's where all the expectations were off the charts, that they had to win one of 2. They certainly could do that, and then they lost both of them in the most heartbreaking types of ways, as we all saw. I think the mood of the country went from ecstatic and party-like to just shock, disappointment, heartache. It was just so unexpected, the way they lost, not how they lost in terms of effort, just the unusual nature of how they lost.
Well, David, in particular, I think that the last 2 games, the fact that the Blue Jays were able to get so many men on base in those late innings, and it looked like for sure that they were going to rally and pull it out, and then for them to not be able to just get that one more run that was back in. Sometimes that's the way it goes, and it was one of those frustrating series. Looking to hockey, I know it's still early. Of course, people always have the Maple Leafs in mind, but of the Canadian teams, which ones stand out as possibly having the best opportunity in your mind to break the long streak, which goes back to 1993 with the Canadians winning? Which team do you think that really has the best chance to finally bring the Stanley Cup back to Canada?
Yeah, that's a great question, Jason, because, you're right. It is early and lots going to happen. But right now, the Montreal Canadiens have had a hell of a start to the season. And I think their last 4 or 5 years of pain, if you will, they've drafted exceptionally well. And they've got a young, fast team, exciting team, much like the mold of the old, quote-unquote, flying Frenchmen that were famous back in the 50s and 60s, and certainly later on with Guy Lafleur. They look good. I don't know about their goaltending, though. I don't know if it's strong enough to carry them through. And, of course, Connor McDavid took the hometown discount to get the Edmonton Oilers over the finish line. I just don't know if they can get there 3 straight years after getting to the finals and losing. So I'm not all that excited about, to be honest with you, all the Canadian teams getting there, but there's probably the two. I don't think my Maple Leafs are one of the teams that are going to get there this year. They're in a bit of a transition year, and they need to get a bit stronger, especially in their bottom 6.
Really happy for Marty St. Louis and his success that he's having in the early going in Montreal. He's a very well-known guy around Tampa Bay, and they really appreciate him, and I'm happy for him.
He's got a clone player on his team, Paul, and Cole Caulfield. If you watch Cole Caulfield, they're the same stature, and I think Marty's really got his hands on how to coach this kid, and this kid has really responded. And if you recall back how St. Louis played for you, you'll see a lot of similarities in Montreal with Caulfield.
Yeah, absolutely. David, we are asking people today the final score of tomorrow's Tampa Bay Buccaneer New England Patriot game. How do you weigh in on that? Who do you see winning and by what score?
Yeah, I think I see the Tampa Bay Bucs holding on. The Pats are a really good team. Surprise team. They're so young, and I think they made a key addition hiring Mike Vrabel back as the head coach, and they're on a bit of a roll. But the Bucs, after their bye week, are a little bit healthier, a little more rested. I see them coming out 27-24 in a real close game, but I think they'll have a bit of a rusty first half, and the Pats will be leading 14-10 at halftime.
Okay, all right. So the Bucs pull it out in the second half after a not so good first half.
Well, and of course, next week the Bucs will be up and near your neck of the woods playing at Buffalo.
Right,
against the Bills.
That's a tough game.
We're supposed to get our first snowfall, Jason, tomorrow, so it could be an interesting game. That's more Buffalo weather, so we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, David, thank you so much for joining us. We always appreciate hearing from you and get the Canadian version, and we'll keep in touch with you throughout hockey season and beyond. So thanks for being part of us. And again, want to remind people, I was just on with David this past Thursday on 4680Q. Niagara's online radio, and I always enjoy doing that. Your show is every Thursday from 10:30 to 11:30, and people can find it just by going to 4680q.com, and that's real
correct.
easy. All right. David, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
really
David.
appreciate it.
All
Take
right.
care.
Appreciate you being on. The Rubber Cement Man nailed it on the trivia. Chucky is the nickname of Dastu.
Same as John Gruden.
Yeah.
That was his nickname, too. I mean, wow. That's
And
interesting.
Charles and Chucky. So congratulations to the Rubber Cement Man getting the trivia question. Hour number 2 of the home team, the father and son windows and doors home team, is next on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340, 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and of course, Facebook
Live.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City.
FM 102.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Michael Wallace. It promises to be another frustrating day at many airports as the government cuts air traffic to give overworked air traffic controllers a break. CBS New York reporter Allie Bauman.
Ticket holders are arriving at airports unsure what to expect.
Last night it was, hey, your flight's been canceled, and then an hour later, hey, your flight's back on.
Karen Soika says after her flight was canceled out of Newark, the airline rebooked her on one with an 11-hour layover.
So, of course, I can't take that flight. Wouldn't get in until tomorrow morning. And I was only going away for the weekend for 2 days.
The FAA is canceling 4% of the flights at 40 high-impact airports. CBS's Chris Van Cleve says it will only get worse.
There'll be more canceled flights Tuesday when the airlines have to take out 6% of their flights instead of 4%. By Thursday, it'll be 8%. Next Friday, it'll be that 10% number.
FlightAware says 865 flights have been canceled so far today. 1,500 are delayed. Travelers are trying to take it in stride.
It's very inconvenient, but I mean, if you're not paying people right, I completely understand.
I'm making contingency plans to drive the whole way if I need to.
SNAP benefits are on hold again. More from CBS's Christian Benavides.
At the 11th hour, the Supreme Court halted a court order requiring the federal government to fund food assistance. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson issued the order in response to an emergency appeal by the Trump administration, which has so far refused to dip into its reserves to fund food assistance. Jackson wrote the lower court should deal with the matter swiftly.
Some states managed to pay out full SNAP benefits before the latest court order. A new effort to end the government shutdown has failed. CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
Democrats say they'd be willing to reopen the government if Republicans agree to extend tax credits for the Affordable Care Act for another year.
This is a reasonable offer that reopens the government, deals with health care affordability, and begins a process of negotiating reforms.
But Republicans quickly rejected the idea, and the president's demanding the GOP change Senate rules and force the government funding bill through.
The Senate will be back in session today. A driver who was allegedly street racing led Tampa police on a chase and crashed into a popular bar, hitting a crowd outside. At least 4 people were killed, 11 were injured, 1 critically. If you're planning on applying for a holiday season job, you better hurry up. The National Retail Federation says retail stores will hire the fewest seasonal workers in 15 years. To save money, some retailers like Target are asking their current employees if they want to pick up additional shifts during the holidays. Holiday sales are expected to top $1 trillion for the first time this year. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com.
Hey, you new to the area or just want to know about the best hidden gems and upcoming events? Stay tuned. Be Local Buzz with Devin takes you to these places, introduces you to the best businesses, and tells you about upcoming buzz. Preset your radio to TAN Talk 1340 AM or 106.1 FM. That is the Be Local Buzz with Devin on TAN Talk 1340 AM and 106 FM. Looking forward to speaking with you.
It's the Be Local Buzz with Devin, Tuesdays from 4 to 5 p.m.
Tune in to the Dr. Lou and Tammy Show every Wednesday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 106.1 and 102.3 FM. We shine a spotlight on local small businesses, giving them a platform and the recognition they deserve. We also dive into today's top medical news, keeping you informed and empowered. Don't miss out. Join us for engaging conversations and expert insights only on the Dr. Lou and Tammy Show.
Do you have questions after being injured in a car accident or injured because of someone's negligence? Do you feel overwhelmed or uncertain about the next steps after being injured in a crash? The personal injury attorneys at Peronick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes have been helping their injured clients since 1955 and are now on this radio station to provide guidance to you. Listen to FLA Law each Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. Let their decades of experience help you and your family. Offices in Clearwater, non-attorney spokesman.
Hi,
Hi there, I'm Robin Savage, stand-up comic. Are you sick of the news getting pushed around by two sides, always saying the other side is wrong? You deserve to enjoy the news.
That's what's up, Robin. I'm your host, Mac James, from Stand Up for News. We're stand-up comics, and we tell the news. The news doesn't have any legs and can't stand up for its own self. Join us and special guests like local hero comics like Donnie Stopa, all the way to legends like Tommy Chong, here on WTAN Radio.
Every Thursday night from 6 to 8 p.m.
Show me the money. It's the Employment Opportunity Hour with Gene Hodge from 7 until 8.
So the purpose of the show is to help you out there to find something that you enjoy doing instead of a job. And at the start of the show, I normally give out a formula, which I know will guarantee you to find the type of job that you want right now.
Find out the formula to an enjoyable job with Gene Hodge's Employment Opportunity Hour from 7 until 8 here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Show me the money.
That's the Employment Opportunity Hour, Wednesday nights from 7 to 8 here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is Paul Porter, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, inviting you to join me and Jason Alessi for the home team every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. here on the Tan Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live, the home team with Paul Porter. Special guests, prizes, and your phone calls about the Bucs, Lightning, Rays, USF, Sun, FSU, Florida, and more. Talk to you this Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
The Tampa Bay Sun have won the USL Super League Championship.
When the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady. I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the Father and Son's home team on the Tan Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live. The home team is brought to you by Father and Son's Windows and Doors, locally owned and operated with offices in Tampa Bay and Orlando. Visit them on the web at faswd.com and mention the home team for special pricing. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, Brother Pat. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the home team. And again, thanks to David Alexander for joining us in hour number 1. Good to hear from him. And also want to mention that out at the Florida State Fairgrounds this week, this weekend, they're having the big RV show, and that's always a big deal out there at the Florida State Fairgrounds. If you are interested in RVs, that there is a RV, from Christmas Vacation.
That's right. Yeah, my sister and brother-in-law, they've had an RV for years, and they take that, go travel all throughout the West, from Utah to Montana, New Mexico, Wyoming. They love it. They spend several months of the year out there with their RV and traveling around.
Well, let's talk some more hockey. We've got Eric Erlinson, who's in between soccer games right now, joining us on the phone lines, the longtime beat writer for the Tampa Tribune, and now he's still working with Lightning Insider. Eric, thanks for taking the time for a few minutes here to join us on the program.
Hey, Paul, always my pleasure. I'm happy to be able to fit you.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. And then you got a game tonight, so you've really got a busy day today. But, Eric, the Lightning seem to have turned things around. 2 big wins on a tough West Coast, or not West Coast, but Western road trip.
Yeah, and really it started back with the game against Chicago. And I know they lost that game against Chicago, and, they made some mistakes that ended up costing them in the end. But you could kind of see them getting back to their structure a little bit, getting back to playing the brand of hockey that we're used to seeing them play. And that's just kind of continued here, after going, 1-5-2 and 1-4-2 in their first 7 games. They've won 6 of the past 7. So they've just gotten back to, like I've said it before, that preseason, I think, messed them up.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term, right? Like, they never got their starters on the ice together at the same time. And then you had the way that things ended against the Panthers in the final 2 preseason games, kind of took them out of their game a little bit. And it took them a little bit to get on track. And, they've got Nikita Kucherov back to playing the way that we're used to seeing him play. Brandon Hagel scoring some goals. They're getting some depth scoring. I mean, there's a lot to like about the way they played the last couple of weeks.
Well, that to me is very apparent. They've got a very young third and fourth line. But with the exception of Yanni Gord, they are a bunch of young kids that are really playing well and giving them some scoring on that third and fourth lines.
Yeah, especially Dominic James. Obviously, the breakout game in Vegas the other night, with a goal and a couple of assists in his, I think, his 7th NHL game. He's injected some life into their lineup, and you can see the speed that he brings. And there's a lot of hockey intelligence in the way that guy plays the game. And he stepped right in right out of college, and it's not very common for the Lightning to have a player step into their NHL lineup so quickly, with only playing a handful of AHL games. So James in particular has been the guy. Charles-Edouard Destoux has come up, and, he's 27 years old. He's not quite a kid anymore, but, he's come in and added something to them. He's pushed Emil Lilleberg over the right side, and Lilleberg has actually looked very comfortable over on the right. And, sometimes you just need that little bit of something new, some new juice in the lineup, and I think those guys have provided it.
We had, Eric had worried that some of the players were getting up in age. Maybe their skill set was eroding a little bit during that tough beginning to the season. But now it looks like, everyone's come back into form. But still, when you look at some of the players like a Victor Hedman and others who've been playing for a long time, and you mentioned the younger players, how that's going to be a key as the Lightning move forward and determining where their future lies and what players to hold on to and, what changes maybe to make. I mean, obviously we saw a tough decision last season with Steven Stamkos, which a lot of people didn't like, but it turned out we were able to get Jake Gensel, a guy like him, and open up some opportunities for other players. So how do you see that playing out in terms of the players who have been with us a while and how the future is going to go?
Well, they're still in win now mode, and I was never one to buy into they're an aging team. Yeah, I mean, you get a couple of guys on the other side of 30 now that have played a lot of hockey, and you think of the number of playoff games that they played through the years, but they're still in the prime. Like, they're still productive, and they're still, at the top of their game. I mean, Nikita Kucherov won an Art Ross trophy last year and was in the conversation for the MVP again. I mean, he's still at the top of his game. As far as, because of those players you have, the Kucherovs, the Hedmans, the Vasilevskis, the Points, you mentioned Gensel, Anthony Cirelli, Hagel. I mean, they're in win now. So if we see anything that, looking down the road that Julian might do, it would be to do something to get them to be another cup contending team. And they are a cup contending team. I'll say it. If they didn't run into the Florida Panthers in round one last year, I think we might be talking about the Lightning as Stanley Cup champion. That's where they were at last year. We always thought whoever won that series between Florida and Tampa Bay had a pretty good chance of winning the Stanley Cup. It turned into fruition, just not the way Lightning fans wanted to see.
And as we look at what's ahead for the Lightning, they've got a couple of home games now coming up with the Capitals and then the New York Rangers next week. This is a chance to really move up, and they're kind of in the middle of the pack. It's really been a parity as far as thus
Everybody's
far in the
in the middle of the
standings.
pack.
Yeah. It's like nobody's really pulling away.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've never seen, because we were talking about it on the pregame show the other night, everybody in the Eastern Conference at that time was NHL 500 or better, like into November. Like, I've never seen that happen before. We're still kind of right there. There was 1 point separating 6 from 15 in the conference. I think it was 5 points separating 1 from 16. There is a lot of parity, and that's why you can't afford to have a bad week. You have to maintain consistency and make sure you're finding ways to munch points. That's why I think that game in Vegas the other night was so important, because you're down 2-0. You're looking at coming home with only 2 points on that road trip. They turn it around. You get the win. You pick up 4 out of 6 instead of 2 out of 6, and you keep yourself there, because you go on a 3-4 game losing streak. It could be, even at this time of the year, it could be pretty difficult to kind of recover from.
And after tonight, they don't play again till Wednesday, so they'll have a chance to get a day off and then get some practices in, which is going to really be helpful, I think.
Yeah, and if you look at, when they came back from that first 4-game trip, and they only won 1 of those 4, only got a couple of points, they had a 4-day gap, right? They took 2 days off and then had 2 days of practice, and they used those 2 days to reset, not necessarily the structure or anything like that, but the mentality, and I think since then you've seen them kind of turn things around a little bit. And, so they're very good at self-assessing is probably the best way to put it, and self-correcting. I mean, even the game against Vegas showed that the other night. They didn't look good. They outshot 15-3 in the first period, and they came out and scored in the opening minute of the second. So just found a way to kind of turn things around.
Well, Eric, I know you got another soccer game to get to, but I do want to get you into our contest, picking the final score of the Bucks game tomorrow. How do you see that coming out?
Let's go 31-27 Bucks.
All right, and a halftime score for a tiebreaker.
Let's go 14-13 Tampa Bay.
All right, got you down. How can people follow you and get information on Lightning Insider?
Yeah, before I go, have you looked at the Rangers just because they play them on Wednesday? Have you seen what they're at? They're 7-1-1 on the road and haven't won a home game yet.
Wow.
In fact, they've been shut out 3 times at home. You want to talk about a year of parity and strange things that you've never seen before. How about that instance for the Rangers to be winless at Madison Square Garden? So we'll see where they're at. I think they're at home tonight against the Islanders, and obviously we'll see them where they've been very good on the road on Wednesday here. lightninginsider.com is the website. Game recaps are up. I encourage people to go read the story about Charles-Edouard Destoux and why it's so meaningful for him to have gotten to the NHL with the route that he took from the ECHL over to Europe, finally back to North America and in the NHL. That's a great human interest story. I encourage people to go read that. And 2 ways to sign up. There's a monthly plan for $4.99 and a yearly plan for $40.
All right, Eric, thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric.
We'll see you tonight. Appreciate your time on a busy day.
Yep, no problem. Anytime, boys. Be well.
Okay,
Thank you.
Eric Erlinson. And I did not realize that the Rangers were winless at home and 7-1 on the road.
The fans might line up in front of Madison Square Garden and bar them from entering the arena. Say, don't come in here. You can stay on the road.
Yeah.
Just go. We want you to win, not lose. So
Yeah.
that's fascinating. Wow.
Amazing. The Rubber Cement Man has weighed in. He has the Patriots winning 33-30 and 20-20 at halftime.
Okay.
So let's hope he's wrong.
Yes.
But he becomes the second person to pick the New England Patriots. We are going to take a break. Jesse Wright is going to join us on the other side from our friends out at Betts Fishing Center. I know Donald is still listening as he's out on the water, and Jesse will join us as well. More of the home team coming up here on the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team. And Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If your home is in need of new windows or doors, look no further than Father and Son Windows and Doors, the title sponsor of the home team. Right now, for all home team listeners, Father and Son Windows and Doors is offering interest-free for 12 months financing with nothing down. That's right, nothing down. You can get your project done now and not pay any interest for 12 months without putting anything down. We trust Father and Son Windows and Doors at the home team, and you can too. Expert sales and service, top-of-the-line products, and a company that stands by what they sell. For all of your window and door needs, it's Father and Son Windows and Doors. Visit them on the web at faswd.com.
Much like the weather, your life could change at the drop of a hat. Don't be caught unprepared. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, but no matter what happens to you, you can make sure your loved ones are provided for with a life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance. Meet with a local independent agent and secure a policy now to rest easy knowing you're protecting the ones you love. Visit Vermost Insurance in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is with OMF, you're getting factory direct prices pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory.
For the first time ever, the home team is endorsing a place for all of you fishermen. And the winner is Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton Road in Largo. Betts, that's B-E-T-T-S, is open 7 days a week from 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Everything you need, from clothing by AFCO and Skinny Water Culture to Shimano and Daiwa Reels. They also do repair of your equipment. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton in Largo. Online at customfishing.com.
When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the three-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity in Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with two N's, development.com. If your home is in need of new windows or doors, look no further than Father & Son Windows and Doors, the title sponsor of the Home Team. Right now, for all Home Team listeners, Father & Son Windows and Doors is offering interest-free financing for 12 months with nothing down. That's right, nothing down. You can get your project done now and not pay any interest for 12 months without putting anything down. We trust Father & Son Windows and Doors at the Home Team. In fact, I'm one of their customers, and you can too. Expert sales and service, top-of-the-line products, and a company that stands by what they sell. For all of your window and door needs, it's Father & Son Windows and Doors. Visit them on the web at faswd.com. Father & Son Windows and Doors, faswd.com. That's faswd.com.
Thanks for staying with us. Now more of the Home Team with Paul Porter and Jason Alessi.
Welcome back, and we're glad to have you with us. And hang on, Lee. I know you're driving. We're going to get to you in just a moment. But right now, we've got our good friend Jesse Wright out at Betts Fishing Center joining us. Jesse, welcome back to the Home Team.
Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today?
We're doing good. We're doing good. And we've been asking today, Jesse, I don't know how much you follow college football, but should it be the top 12 teams in the rankings that are in the playoffs, or should they be like they are now, the at-large teams from conference champions?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would say, I mean, I can go either or with it, honestly. I would say just I guess go with the top 12. I mean, I think that makes more sense to me.
Well, you're the tiebreaker right now. We had 4 each way, and you are the 5th one to say the top 12. But I have to ask you, I've been following you on Facebook, and that Mountain Dew pie that you secured, it was green. The pie was green.
Interesting.
And I looked at it, and I thought, well, I'm glad he's trying it first and not me. How did that come out?
Honestly, we didn't really have high hopes for it, but it was pretty good. We had fun trying it. We weren't planning on getting it, but we got our hands on it, and we had it at work, and then my girlfriend and I tried it later that night.
That's the first time I've ever heard of a Mountain Dew pie.
I thought it was a joke, but it's definitely real.
Could you really taste the Mountain Dew in it?
Not really. I mean, it wasn't like straight up Mountain Dew. It was kind of like a sweeter, more lime tasting key lime pie.
Ah, okay. All right. But I saw that and I thought, oh my goodness.
My mom used to make a recipe years ago for a Coca-Cola chicken. which was delicious. And
Coca-Cola chicken.
And it had Coke actually mixed in the ingredients, but it was a kind of a sweet, almost like maybe a little similar to the type of barbecue sauce, but a little different. But with Coca-Cola, it was excellent.
Really?
We used to do the same thing with either cherry Pepsi or Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
We would do, my dad and I would do ribs with that, and it would give a really nice sweet taste to it, and like caramelize over the ribs.
Very
really
good.
Okay. All right. Well, good talking to you, Jesse. We'll see you next week. No, I'm just kidding. It's a popular time for fishing. Donald is out on the boat right now listening, and was glad to hear that you were coming on the board today. What are people catching this time of year?
So actually right now there's a very large kingfish tournament going on that Old Salt is putting off called King of the Beach. So a lot of guys are out there. I think they had like 400 or 500 people fishing in this tournament today. And for the first time, like literally ever, it's beautiful weather. 'Cause usually during King of the Beach, it's probably one of the worst days to fish because it's always windy and choppy and nasty out. So kingfish is really popular right now. The Spanish mackerel are moving in. You'll start seeing the inshore fishing get really good here soon, if it's not already starting to get really good. And that's going to be your trout and your redfish. It's going to be really, really popping off here soon with the cooler weather. And then I know next week we have a really big cold front coming through. It might change everything.
I was going to say they got that kingfish in just in time, a couple of days.
Yeah, because if that cold front was coming in today, it would be pretty bumpy out there for those guys.
All right. Well, tell us about Betts Fishing Center. Now, you've got anything you could imagine for the fisherman, fisher lady, whatever the case may be. What are some of the more popular items that you've got in the store now?
Well, right now we just got in a bunch of the Turtle Box waterproof speakers. We have 2 of them in now, the Grande and the Ranger. They're 2 different sizes, and they're waterproof. They link up to your phone, Bluetooth. They're really popular. We have those right now, which are really popular. A lot of new reels from Quantum as well. That's been pretty good for us. And then the most recent thing we just got in was the No Live Bait Needed dealer exclusive baits, which is a new color that they just brought out, which has been really popular as well.
All right. Very good. Well, we want to get you into our contest before we let you go, Jesse, picking the final score of the Bucks and the Patriots tomorrow.
I'm hoping the Bucks can pull it off tomorrow for sure. I think they can, because I feel like the Patriots haven't really beat anybody good. They've been playing pretty much everybody below 500.
They did have a win against the Buffalo Bills on the road. That's kind of their signature win thus far, but yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it was more of an off night for the Bills than a high end for the Patriots.
Yeah.
That's just the way I see it.
So what is your score for tomorrow?
Oh, I'm going to say 31-17 Bucks.
All right. And halftime score?
Oh, man. You put me on the spot there. I'll say 17-10 Bucks at half.
All right. Well, we do that as a tiebreaker because last week the World Series contest was a dead even tie between Greg and John in Clearwater, and John won it on the tiebreaker. So that's why we do that. Where is your location for Betts Fishing Center, Jesse?
We are in Largo, Florida. The address is 8926 126th Avenue North, Largo, Florida, 33773.
All right. And the website, if people want to check you out online?
It's customfishing.com.
Customfishing.com.
Yep.
Jesse, thanks so much, and thank you for your support of the home team.
Anytime, guys. Thanks for the call, and have a great day.
All right. Appreciate that. Before we hit our next break, let's bring in Lee, who's out on the road. Hello, Lee. You're on the home team.
Hello. How are you?
Thanks for joining us.
Where are you traveling through right now?
Well, I'm right at the Georgia, the Alabama. Coming back.
Okay. Yeah, it's breaking a little kind of in and out. I did hear like around Alabama, maybe Georgia. I know.
Bad connection.
Yeah, are you on a hands-free, or maybe you could pick up the phone just while you're talking to us?
Okay, let me try. Okay. I'm good, but
Maybe send it in Morse code,
Focus on the driving, though. Don't worry about us. The driving, be watch the road. That's more important, though, for right now.
I'll call you back.
That's fine.
All right.
No problem, Lee.
Let's do this. Let's hit the break and then give Lee a chance to reestablish, and hopefully we'll have a better phone
We don't want
line.
him to get in a wreck, though. We don't want to cause that. That's more important than talking
Absolutely.
to us. Stay safe on the road out there.
Yeah. All right. More of the home team coming up here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. No, that was me. AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
10 years ago, my wife and I started a nonprofit ministry to help victims of domestic violence called Reach Out, Speak Out. Would you consider a donation to help our ministry? If you'd like to join our auxiliary board or just be a friend to Reach Out, Speak Out by helping with your time, talents, or treasures whenever you're available, please contact us by visiting reachoutspeakout.org. Please send your donation to Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida 33677, 5013C number 47163. 0804. My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservations suggested but not necessary. Sooner or later, you're going to need a plumber. It's just a fact of life. Want somebody honest and reliable? The plumber I use is the Bearded Plumber. I've known Thomas since his high school days and now is an established plumber who offers 24-hour-a-day full service because plumbing emergencies don't wait. Keep this number handy. You know you're going to need it. It's 866-882-3273. The Bearded Plumber, 866-882-3273. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory. If you fishermen need anything for your fishing enjoyment, you'll find it at Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Almerton in Largo. Rods and reels by Shimano and Daiwa. Frozen bait for saltwater fishing, clothing from AFCO and Skinny Water Culture, Costa Del Mar sunglasses, and more. Visit them online at customfishing.com. Open 7 days a week from 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 4 on Sunday. Betts Fishing Center, Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Almerton in Largo. Did you know that Cambridge Christian School Athletic Department was honored with the Kerry McDonald Award as the 2A Athletic Program of the Year for the second consecutive year? The CCS Lancers have had 71 district championships, 21 regional championships, 5 state championships, and 37 Final Four teams. Over 200 of our student athletes have signed to play at the college level, and one has joined an NFL team. Visit us today at ccslancers.com. After a car accident, there are many questions that you need answers to. Who pays for my car repairs? Who pays for the medical bills? What about my lost wages? And more. The personal injury law firm of Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes has been answering these questions for their clients for nearly 70 years. Since 1955, they've been a voice of the injured in the legal system. As one of the longest established law firms in Tampa Bay, Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes is here to answer your questions. Listen to their live call-in radio show on this channel every Tuesday evening from 5 to 6 p.m. or call them at 727-796-8282 or visit them at voiceoftheinjured.com. Offices Clearwater, non-attorney spokesperson.
If your home is in need of new windows or doors, look no further than Father and Son Windows and Doors, the title sponsor of the Home Team. Right now, for all Home Team listeners, Father and Son Windows and Doors is offering interest-free for 12 months financing with nothing down. That's right, nothing down. You can get your project done now and not pay any interest for 12 months without putting anything down. We trust Father and Son Windows and Doors at the Home Team, and you can too. Expert sales and service, top-of-the-line products, and a company that stands by what they sell. For all of your window and door needs, it's Father and Son Windows and Doors. Visit them on the web at faswd.com.
Now let's get back to the Home Team with the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much. Kirk has weighed in, and he's got the Bucs winning 35-20 over the Patriots and 17-10 at the half. That's how Kirk sees it. And he wants to say congratulations to Tampa Prep and Calvary Christian for girls volleyball championships this week. He keeps us up to date as far as the high school scene is concerned. And he says that if Alex Golish gets an offer from an SEC team, that he needs to go and take that. And I know Auburn is one. LSU is another one that could be a possibility.
I guess that depends, again, on the mindset. Certainly, as a coach, it's a great opportunity. But you also have to think about, are you happy here? How happy is he here? You go to another program, obviously the best case scenario, you're going to be successful there, and it's going to work out great. The moment you don't win, they'll want you gone. And we've already seen it this season. Coaches are being fired well before the season has ended. It's not just about winning. It's about winning all the time.
Yeah.
They expect competing for SEC titles, national titles, and anything less than that is just not acceptable. There is an incredible amount of pressure for any coach in that situation. Ultimately it's going to be up to Alex Golish and what he wants to do. Is he content being here? Does he want an opportunity elsewhere? So we'll wait and see.
We have a bit of breaking news. Jason, this is going to floor you. But Adam Schefter, who is a pretty good source with ESPN, he is reporting that President Donald Trump wants the Washington Commanders to name their planned $3.7 billion stadium after him.
That surprised me.
Multiple sources with knowledge of the situation have told ESPN to call it Donald Trump Stadium.
Well, I had heard that he wanted them to go back to being called the Redskins, or else he would he might withhold funds to build the new stadium. So now I guess he wants, if they don't name it after him, he'll withhold the funds for that. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Please.
Let's talk about something good.
Yeah.
Alessi Bakery. What do you have going on there?
We have our buy one, get one free specials this week, which include today and tomorrow. Our banana masu cake. It's a little square cake in the banana flavored cake with a little cream cheese icing on top. Delicious. Those are buy one, get one free. Our coconut macaroons, buy one, get one free. Our assorted gourmet cupcakes, buy one, get one free. Ooh. So those are the specials today and tomorrow. And then starting on this Monday, which are the specials for next week, Monday through next Sunday, will be our chocolate fudge cake squares, buy one, get one free.
You got me there.
The tres leche parfaits is the 3 milks cake, the individual sundae parfait, buy one, get one free. And our oatmeal raisin cookies will be buy one, get one free. So those will be the specials next week. And at Alessi Bakery, we have a wide variety of great items, guava turnovers, apple turnovers, cannolis, eclairs, Napoleons. We have great cakes and cupcakes. We have a wonderful deli with a variety of sandwiches, Cuban sandwiches, Reubens, burgers, Italian subs, turkey club, and king clubs.
It's not too early to talk Thanksgiving too, right?
I'm glad you mentioned that. We're already taking orders for our Thanksgiving dinners. You get the turkey dinner. You can get a spiral cut ham dinner, roast pork dinner. Those dinners come with a variety of sides. And plus, you can also, if you just want the turkey or ham or pork by themselves without the sides, you can get that as well. We've already started taking orders. We encourage you to please place your order as soon as possible. But yes, we do those dinners both for Thanksgiving and for Christmas.
If you just get the turkey or ham by itself, how many does that serve?
Usually, I want to say the smaller one serves around maybe 8 to 10, and the other one about 16 to 20.
Okay.
They're pretty big. But still, but you can have leftovers. That's a great thing.
Oh, yeah, you got to have leftovers for Black Friday.
Yeah, and for a little extra, we can always pre-slice it, or we can just leave it whole, whichever you prefer. But so, yes, we've definitely got our holiday dinners now in full effect. So please call and order those. And, we've got a little bit of everything at Alessi Bakery.
And with the turkey, is it white meat or dark meat, or do you have a choice, or do you get both? Or
I want to say it's, I think it's a combination of both that we do. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I can double check on that.
That's good because some people like white meat and some people like dark meat.
We get the turkey, yeah. Yeah, I think it goes both
ways.
That way
everybody's happy.
But, Alessi Baker, we're located 2909 West Cypress Street in between MacDill and Armenia. We're open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
All right, very good. Well, we appreciate that. And the Rubber Cement Man has been kind enough to join us. Hello, RCM.
Hey, I don't know if you remember this or not, but a couple years ago, I made my suggestion for the college playoff was a little bit different. And if you remember, what I suggested was that they don't have a fixed schedule each year. What they do is they take all the undefeated, they take the first criteria is if you're undefeated, you're automatically in.
Okay.
So any undefeated college, but you have to play a Division One.
Right. You have to be what you call now the FBS, which is formerly called Division 1A. Okay, I get you.
Right.
Okay.
You have to play those type of schools, and you have to be undefeated. And if you're undefeated, you automatically get in.
I don't mind that at all. Well, honestly,
and wait a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So, in the event there's only one team that went undefeated, then you take that whatever that expert thing that Paul talked about. They pick out the best. Well, I don't know who these experts were, but they take the top team by these experts and they let them in. So that at least you have a playoff. Okay. Now, in the event that there's two teams, well, that's pretty easy. Those two teams play. If there's three teams that are undefeated, then you take the experts' so-called best team. They get a bye, and the other two play, and then and then of course if there's four, and then if there's five, you do the same thing. And I also thought about possibly. I don't know because I haven't thought about completely fine-tuning it. In the event that there's an odd set, do you let a one-loss team in? And maybe you do, but you cannot allow any team that has already been beaten by any of those other teams in. In other words, if the number 4, say you're going to let a team,
I'm getting a headache.
Yeah. Well, but it actually picks the best team.
Well, what you're describing, RCM, is basically kind of how it was beforehand when you had the rankings, when you only had basically two teams playing for the national title, and that's how it could be difficult to pick. But you basically would pick. Obviously, you look at the record, whoever was undefeated, and then if you have one loss, you try to compare resumes, who had the stronger strength of schedule, who looked like the better team more consistently week in and week out. Now with the 12 teams, I think it's pretty much guaranteed now with 12 teams that if you go undefeated, you're going to be in. I think it would almost be impossible now to go undefeated and not get in. We saw it happen with Florida State 2 years ago when there were just the 4 teams. But now with 12, you take care of your business and win every game, you're going to be in the playoffs regardless.
And the Rubber Cement Man has New England winning 33-30 and 20-20 at halftime, just to make sure we have that. Lee has tried again. Let's see if we got a better connection. Hello, Lee.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
You're
Much
coming
better.
through great.
Yes.
Okay, I just crossed into Florida from Alabama on I-10. I was over in Biloxi.
Came out of the twilight zone. Let's put it that way.
Yes,
We're back to reality.
We get better connection in Florida, I guess, than they do.
Yeah.
So did you ever expect to see Vasilevsky get a double minor?
No, and what happened was, and I don't think he intended it at all. He never saw the guy coming around the back of the net. And he lifted his stick up and happened to catch him right in the face and caused him to bleed. So therefore, it's a double minor.
I did not hear about that. Wow, interesting.
Yes,
but they killed it off though.
Yes,
absolutely.
And they're playing much better hockey, which is a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. They're right there in the thick of things. As Eric Erlandson mentioned, everybody is right there in the pack. There's nobody pulling away.
I just thought of something that's intriguing. I'm glad they didn't do this for the Lightning's sake, but if the goalie ever gets a penalty, by rule, the goalie has to leave to sit in the penalty box, and so you got to get the backup goalie to play his position.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
And that's interesting though, because then you put some more pressure. The best goalie is not there for the 2 minutes or 4 minutes or however long it is.
Or you could take it a step further and say that the 5 guys that are still on the ice, minus the goalie, have to make themselves a goalie. So you don't get to replace him.
With a goal, yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Like Victor Hedman would have
to go into the goal and try to defend the goal.
Right.
That's interesting.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
I don't either.
It's intriguing.
The only way you lose a goalie if you got a game misconduct. That would be the only way.
But then you can still put another goalie in there, though.
Of course.
That would really penalize them, though, if they couldn't put a goalie in there.
Get the walrus, like in that commercial.
Right. And the playoffs is a TV show, so they're going to pick the most populous and the people that can bring the audience every time.
Well, Lee, you mentioned that. That's why I at least like that they have more structure by having conference champions in there. Because that's exactly what they did 2 years ago when they let Florida State out. They said, well, because Florida State lost their quarterback, it didn't matter that they won every game and went undefeated. Right. We don't want to see them play because they won't be as exciting to watch without their quarterback. Now you have a structure saying, look, if the 5 top ranked conference champions are in no matter what. It's not up to the committee to try to say, well, we think this team would be more entertaining to watch than that team, so really that. No, if you win your conference championship and you're among the top 5, you are in. They make that decision about the other 7 teams. And at least I think that makes it a little better.
Lee, what do you have for a score tomorrow in the Bucks and Patriots?
27-17 Bucks.
Okay.
10-10 halftime.
All right.
And can I pick my thing from Jason up on the day you have the Christmas party?
Yes, I think that'll be fine. Yeah.
Absolutely. Just remind me. I'll have that. Most definitely.
Okay. Very good.
Sounds good. Thank you, Lee.
All right. Thank you. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
All right. Let's bring in Don before we hit our final break. Don, always good to talk with you. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. I was excited with that Game 7 of the World Series. I went to TD Ballpark to watch it with about 3,000 other people, and it was amazing. It was amazing to see how the crowd reacted on certain plays. And then they played the Blue Jays song, and everybody gets up and they start singing it. And it was kind of interesting because I haven't been to a World Series game in a long time. And that was kind of like being at a World Series game, even
Yeah.
though watching it on the screen. You're in the building that the Blue Jays, call their spring home.
You know, Don, I think that was great for baseball. I know baseball has declined in popularity through the last several years. You know, a lot of the younger generation view it as too slow moving a sport. But I think anyone who watched that World Series and paid attention to it, they would be inspired to watch more baseball because it was so good and it was exciting.
One of the best I've ever seen.
Yes.
It really was good. And, Don, you mentioned that they had it at the TD ballpark in Dunedin. I think that is just a tremendous idea. There are many snowbirds and full-time residents that formerly from Toronto and Canada. And it was neat that they had that. And I'm glad to hear they had about 3,000 people show up.
And a lot of kids. A lot of small kids came with their parents. That was even better.
Very
They
good.
didn't stay for the whole thing because the game went on for almost 3 hours. But the fact that they were there early with their kids and their kids were having a great time. They were running around the outfield, and people had their chairs, but they also had blankets on the field. And then a few of us who didn't bring anything, we sat in the stands. But it was exciting. It was really, really exciting just to be at a watch party with all their fans.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear they did that. Well, Don, what do you have for the score tomorrow for the Bucks game?
27-23 Bucks.
All right. And halftime?
Halftime, it'll be Buccaneers 10, Patriots 3.
All right. I like your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Don. Appreciate it. Always good to hear from you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, our final segment coming up, Matt and Jason and myself will tell you what we think is going to happen tomorrow. Stay with us. The final segment of the home team, father and son, windows and doors home team on the TAN Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
If your home is in need of new windows or doors, look no further than Father and Son Windows and Doors, the title sponsor of the home team. Right now, for all home team listeners, Father and Son Windows and Doors is offering interest-free for 12 months financing with nothing down. That's right, nothing down. You can get your project done now and not pay any interest for 12 months without putting anything down. We trust Father and Son Windows and Doors at the home team, and you can too. Expert sales and service, top-of-the-line products, and a company that stands by what they sell. For all of your window and door needs, it's Father and Son Windows and Doors. Visit them on the web at faswd.com.
What will you find at Grace Family Church? Here's lead pastor Chris Bonham.
We want to be applicable to everybody. So I say everyone would benefit from it. Whether you're a child, we have amazing children's ministries all the way up to adults. The whole gamut, really, we cover that. And when they do come, it's the same thing, same formula for everybody. We want to give them biblical principles that are applicable today. We also want them to find their community. We want them to find relationships that are going to really help them grow in their relationship with God. And then also really find a strength in knowing who they are in Christ.
For all of the information for Grace Family Church, just go to gfcflorida.com. That's gfcflorida.com. For service times, campus locations, and more. gfcflorida.com. Come and experience the magic that is Grace Family Church. Again, go to gfcflorida.com.
If you fishermen and ladies need anything for your fishing equipment, you'll find it at Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half mile south of Ulmerton Road in Largo. Rods and reels by Shimano and Daiwa. Frozen bait for saltwater fishing. Clothing from AFCO and Skinny Water Culture. Costa Del Mar sunglasses and more. Visit them online at customfishing.com. Open 7 days a week from 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Betts Fishing Center, Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton in Largo.
The Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach is back and better than ever. Beautiful sunsets on sparkling Clearwater Beach, relaxing times with a wide variety of menu items, from sandwiches, seafood, landlubbers' favorites, desserts, and your favorite alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. It's what you'll find at the Palm Pavilion. Located at 10 Bay Esplanade on Clearwater Beach, They're saying of there's no place like this place any place else, so this must be the place truly applies. Come and enjoy a relaxing lunch, dinner, or drinks in one of Tampa Bay's gems that visitors from all over the world make a destination. The Palm Pavilion, 10 Bay Esplanade, right on Clearwater Beach. Visit them and check out their menu on the web at palmpavilion.com. That's palmpavilion.com. Your number one home team fans, Auto Owners Insurance and Vermost Insurance Agency is a winning combination. We'll work with you to ensure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, and secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit the Vermost Insurance Agency in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com. That's vermost.com. Did you know that Cambridge Christian School Athletic Department was honored with the Kerry McDonald Award as the 2A Athletic Program of the Year for the second consecutive year? The CCS Lancers have had 71 district championships, 21 regional championships, 5 state championships, and 37 Final Four teams. Over 200 of our student athletes have signed to play at the college level, and one has joined an NFL team. Visit us today at ccslancers.com.
Time for more of the home team. Here again are Paul Porter and Jason Alessi.
Thank you very much, and we welcome you back to the home team. And just very briefly, Jason, we'll get into it more next week, but questions about how much is the meat only and that sort of thing.
Yeah, the turkey and the ham, if you're just only the smaller portion serves anywhere from 8 to 12, runs roughly about $90.
Okay.
The larger portion would serve anywhere from 16 to 20 and around $120.
Okay.
So that's for the turkey and the ham.
All right. Very good. Well, it's our turn now to pick what we think will happen tomorrow. We always start with Matt. Matt, your thoughts on tomorrow's game?
30-27 Bucks. And halftime, I'll go 21-14 Tampa.
21-14. All right. Jason, how do you see it?
I'm going to go with the Bucks winning 24-20. And I think they will be up at the halftime 17-13.
All right. And I'm going to make it unanimous between the three of us. 28-24. Bucks come out with the win and a 14-10 lead at halftime. Both teams scored 2 touchdowns in the second half. But the Bucks prevail 28-24. That's how I see it.
That's the key. Hope that happens.
Again, we always ask, what is the key tomorrow for the Buccaneers? I know they want to jump out early if they can.
Make Drake May as uncomfortable as possible early. Get pressure on him. No quarterback, no matter how good you are, but especially if you're still a young quarterback, you get pressure on you. You make mistakes, force some fumbles, force some interceptions. That's the key. Get after the quarterback, make him be thinking a little extra hard tomorrow from the get-go.
Couple of things I want to mention. They are saying it could be some rain tomorrow during the game. So if you're going to the game tomorrow at the stadium, dress appropriately, or at least bring some rain gear if you are going. And also, there's going to be a lot of Patriot fans there. They are all over town.
Yes.
And they are supporting their team. They haven't had a lot to cheer about in recent years, and this year they've got a pretty good team.
They're back. They're back quicker than expected.
Yeah,
I think. But I think a lot of that has to do with coaching and with drafting the right young quarterback. And I think it's a quarterback-driven league, and I think nowadays, if you've got a quarterback, you've got a shot. And they've got a quarterback now to be excited about.
I know. I could have got just as good as they are if I'd have had a quarterback like that.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I didn't have it. So there's
we got
Bill Belichick checking in with us.
I thought that was Todd Bowles, but either way, I thought you talk about the ventriloquist.
Todd Bowles kind of talks like that.
But it sounded about the same a minute. But but Bill Belichick still sounds like that, but he's now sounding like that in North Carolina.
Yeah,
and not in a great situation there either.
Yeah,
looking for a quarterback there too.
Hey, a special thanks to David Alexander from north of the border at 4680q.com joining us today. Also to Eric Erlinson, lightninginsider.com, and to Jesse Wright from Betts Fishing Center. We appreciate all of them joining, and came out 6-4 in favor of the top 12 teams should be in the playoffs. But that's how that came out.
Well, no matter how it's set up, I want USF to be in it. They've got a great opportunity this year to get in there. That's a big deal. So I hope they can take care of their business and get in the playoffs.
We will talk to you again next Saturday at 9 o'clock on the Tan Talk Radio Network, the father and son windows and doors home team, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and as always, Facebook
Live.